What's up? What's up? What's up? All my true funk soldiers, where you at? We got LA Young in the house today, yo! Oh! All right, we pushing it up like this. I gotta shout out a couple of people real fast. My girl down in Houston, H-Town, Sonia, how you doing? Sending love to you. Otis Hawk, sending love out to you, bro. I love for real here. You feel me? You feel me? We are cranking all the way up today. All right. New York, where you at? Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, where you at? Jersey. Wait, let me turn this up. I'm feeling that bottom today, yo. DC, shout out to my dog, JTRP, feel better, brother. Detroit, Gabe, what's up there? Ohio, oh, hey, oh, what's up, Boosie and Patty? Oh, Nebraska, let's come on down to Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Georgia, North and South, Kakalaki, Florida, oh, Virginia, I love you, Pat. I need everybody around the world feel his love today. LA's gonna bring it for us. California, what's up, Cindy K. Lane up there in the west? I got you. They shoot out to Hawaii. Oh, I can't forget Tennessee. You're the only 10 I see. You know how we roll. We bring in a roll call in. Tokyo, Young High say, yo, Japan, China, Dubai, Africa, the whole continent, North and the South Pole, Puerto Rico, Cuba, you in there? Where you at? Oh, South America. Oh, I love you over there, Elizabeth in Ireland. I know you watching. DJ Copolino, I know you watching over there. We got this pumped up, and we doing our thing from the front seat, right here on 9 on the Grind TV. Yeah, whoever's trying to call me, I can't take it right now. I hear you, though. I got you. I get back at you. We need the whole world to clap their hands and do this for me. Do this for me. Funk from the front seat. LA Young is with us today, yo. You're getting all our love today. All of it. Every drop. Come on, America. We can do better than this. You gotta express yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's get this thing started. Get it pumped it up. Pumped it up. I love for real, yo. Bringing you in with some sheep. Sending love all around the world. We're going to make it radiate all around the world, yo. Light a candle. Keep it in the window of your conscious mind. So they'll bring that funk home in the one end time. We're going to get a little sage. Make sure we got our sage burning. We're going to burn some sage for our ancestors. Y'all feel me? Because we need our ancestors right now to get us through this tough time. So when y'all get a chance, you know, just shout out your ancestors, man. You know, they're the reason why we're here today, to be able to do this. And we must never forget the sacrifices that each and every one of them made just so we can sit here today as Black people. It's Women's History Month. So what better way to have week number 3 with one of my best Facebook friends. Never met in person, but I love this woman. She's doing her thing and, you know, in a beautiful place in her life, you know, and she's going to share some of that with us today. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in to Funk for You. LA Young is in the house.
Hey, hey, hey.
How are you? Hi.
I am fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing good now. I'm pumped up.
I love it.
Good.
I love it.
Yeah,
absolutely
man.
Love it.
Yeah. How's your family and everybody, and you know, all that good stuff?
Oh man, everybody's healthy and happy and safe and in their righteous minds. That's a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. I like that you said that. I'm gonna write that down in their righteous mind because that's who we fighting that right now.
I know.
I like that. I'll get back to that
Yes.
phrase later because I like that, man. No, for real, it's important. It's important.
Most definitely. Most
So tell
definitely.
us, for my audience, just meet you for the first time,
Hmm.
and everybody out there watching, we're going to rerun the show again, and we'll cut up snippets as well. So thank you, StreamYard, for doing that. We really appreciate that. Makes our job a
Yes.
lot easier. And remember, these are just our opinions on the show. We're for entertainment purposes only. So, that's why you see the disclaimer up there. But for our audience that never met you, and tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Well, I'm originally from Ohio, from the land of funk,
Oh,
right? I'm from the land of funk, and I'm the youngest of six. My parents are from the South. I grew up with blues mainly, bubblegum, pop music, but
hmm,
mainly funk because just being from Ohio and being right on the, Lake Erie is that thing where, Lakeside and, my brother's from Lakeside and everybody else came from that is into the funk. I'm a contralto. I'm a Taurus. Go figure.
okay.
Uh,
You're right next to me. My birthday's next week.
I know, and I just I'm a huge lover of every kind of music genre that there is. I love it.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah,
You're when I read your post and I follow you, and we'll get into your relationship with Mr. Norman Connors, one of the most greatest human beings ever.
yeah,
We'll get into that a little bit later. But
yeah.
coming up in the land of funk, and you said your brother was with Lakeside, right?
No, they're my brothers. They're my adopted brothers. They
Oh, your
like
adopted brothers. Well, that's
yeah,
just
no,
good enough. That's good enough. Yeah.
Norman Beavers is like, I mean, we stay in contact. I stay in touch with Craig Lane from One Way. I mean, we just have this great relationship. They're just really like my big brothers. You know,
Yeah.
they teach. I learn from them, so
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It is. What state are you in right now?
I'm in Maryland. We live like right
Oh,
on the
okay.
Maryland DC, right on the Maryland DC line. I'm
Okay,
originally from
great, great. Yeah.
Ohio. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm
I
like on
always
that
forget.
DC.
Yeah, that's what's up. So in this time of music independence, and in this time of ladies basically running the show, which I am so happy for y'all because this is well long overdue, you know.
Most definitely.
As an independent artist, and you're making your own music and you're doing, other things, what are some of the obstacles that you find that have been getting in your way, that you feel are kind of being moved now?
I think the biggest obstacles for us women in the industry is women in the industry. And I hate to say that, but I keep it 100 all the time. And
Got
I
to.
think, I think instead of a lot of the women that are in the industry, we should be supporting each other, going behind each other, and praising each other, sharing stages with each other. You have some great shows with some great ladies coming up: Shaka Khan, Stephanie Mills, Melba Moore.
Uh,
All these, they're all sharing a stage. That's my manager there.
hey,
Um,
hi, how are you? Welcome.
Hey, hey.
yeah, and
How you
my
doing?
hubby too. It's my hubby too.
Yes,
So
awesome. Nice to meet you.
yeah.
Yeah, good to
So
meet you.
it's like us as women is we have to support each other. We can't be
Yeah,
out here doing crazy stuff to hurt each other. And I've
yeah,
said that forever. And
yeah,
it's just really sad that we are our own obstacle.
yeah. It's funny because as Afro Americans or Black people or people of color, which is the technical term now, whatever we are, we've changed so many times, but we have enough problems. So we should never, ever, ever try to pull somebody down,
Right.
just because they're doing something that you may not have thought of. And see, the way God always tries to let us know that just because someone else thought of something, somebody else can think of something, you'll get your chance to think of something, you
Right.
know. And a lot of old heads I find fall into this pattern. I live here in North Carolina, but I'm from New York City, so you gotta be on it a
Hmm.
bit. And
Right.
and I try to just hit people to the fact that, yo, Do you? Bootsy and George Clinton and Bernie Worrell sat me down one day and talked to me back in 98. And they said, listen, you know, you could do us and try to get with us. He said, but we want you to do you.
Right.
And I never forgot that, you know, and I feel we as brothers and sisters of all races have got to stop hating.
Exactly.
You know, that's a tool that say somebody from the dark side is using, and we don't need that. You know?
Exactly.
And I have to address a couple of elephants in the room, and then I'll get to some more stuff. We'll show some vids and stuff of you, some clips. But
okay.
Of course, we know the Hollywood scandal with the rappers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we know who said, he said, she said, this, that, the third. You know, and I hate to have to even say this, but it's in our culture now. What are your thoughts, and vaguely, you don't have to go deep, on that? Because I always want to see how the other side thinks, especially you being a woman. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, one of the things that I can say about the whole thing that's going on with the rap industry is that I do believe that I don't believe what everybody says. I'm that person that I don't believe everything that everybody says. But what I do believe is that when something is brought into fruition, meaning you can prove it and it happens, then you have to believe the person that's telling you that happened, as crazy as it might seem. And I know that there's some crazy stuff that everybody's hearing. It's the same way what's going on in the government type issue. You hear all these crazy stories, but you have to really do your own research to see what is really real and what's really not. And for me, I am always going to be the one that believes a victim, especially when it comes to the women, because some of this stuff is so far-fetched. You really know that it's just BS. We know that. But then you have to really get into some things that are very detailed that, you know, wow, that's really detailed. This is just too much. And if more than one person, as I was taught when I was younger, if you have more than one person telling you the same story, it's probably true. It's very hurtful, because I really think that it's hurt the industry. It hurt the industry really big time. And I think a lot of us musicians and a lot of people are having a hard time with it, because this is what we love. This is what we do. And to have somebody that you might look up to, or you honor, or you feel like, wow, I want to be like you one day, to have all of these deep, dark, crazy secrets and all this crazy stuff, it's very hurtful. It hurts your soul, and it actually makes you take a step back on, you know, because you have people looking at you crazy. Like, you're in the music industry. Have you ever been to a puffy party? That's usually the next thing that comes up. But it's just one of those things. It's hurtful, and you have to really reestablish us. We have to reestablish us and come together, support each other, and bring this music industry back up where it belongs. Bring that great music storytelling stuff that we have with the rappers when they were telling stories back in the day. You know, that's what has to happen. And we have to come together as a family and as a unit and support each other. That's my belief.
That's right. That's right. And I'm going to get to that in a second, because I totally agree. I believe that, you know, like you said, it hurts us in so many ways. We already like second class in many people's eyes, not in everyone, but in some people's eyes. And what they will say is, you know, and I'm going to talk about the independent artists later, but, oh, well, see, that's why we can't do that. We can't get nothing, can't have nothing. You know, we got to hear all of that. Oh, and we hear that enough, you know, and the fact that, I mean, I'm not a hip hop artist, but I grew up in the hip hop era because I was playing the music. And, you know, I like Redman, Eminem, and, you know, I like all the stuff that he did with you know, Biggie. You know, I'm from Queens, they're from Brooklyn, and, you know, that kind of thing. And Run DMC, you know, all of those guys were there. Now, I grew up on Long Island, but I got a chance to get that vibe and feel it. And when hip hop first came out, like you said, it was storytelling, and it was battling in a different kind of way at the parks, at the halls. And then we figure, okay, wow, this guy, he's like a billionaire. Like, yay, great. Bring some back to the community. Come back and help somebody, you know, like open up other avenues for people. But instead,
Yeah.
you know, Satan got a grip and said, "Nah, man, we bring you this way, man." I'd like
Yeah.
to speak with Boke if you don't mind. I don't know
Go
if you can hear
ahead,
me.
please
Can you
do.
hear me? Hey,
Yes,
how
I
are
can
you?
hear
Welcome
you.
to the show, man. Thank
Hey,
you. Thank
thank
you
you,
for
thank
popping
you.
on. I love it, man. Thank you, man. You guys are beautiful together. I'm always rooting for you.
Thank
So
you.
tell me really quick. You heard what we was talking about as an engineer and somebody that's in the game and in the business, and you know your lovely wife is in the business. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, her and I always have our discussions, and she comes from the female point of view, and I give her the male perspective.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
because it's from a male, most of these allegations typically are targeted towards males.
yeah,
And so what I typically try to do is I try to look at it from both point of views. The point of view of somebody who has a lot of allegations against them, but also the point of view of what if it was me and I was in those shoes? Because it's very easy being a man to be in those shoes, right? And
yeah,
somebody make an allegation against you. And so then I think, well, how would I want her to react if somebody came up with an allegation towards me? And so what I try to do is just say, you know, I try to look at the vocabulary and try to respect the vocabulary the best I can. And
right,
the vocabulary words are victim and accuser. And the thing is that the same person who is claiming to be a victim is actually an accuser until it's proven.
right, right, right,
So,
right.
because the thing is, only they know whether they were a victim.
Yeah,
For us, they are an accuser.
right,
And
right, right.
so there's kind of like an idea of believe all victims, right? But then the question is, do you believe all accusers?
Yeah, yeah,
And there's a
yeah,
distinction there. And so
yeah.
many people will believe all accusers, but anytime you say the word all, you pigeonhole yourself. Because can you really believe all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
All,
Yeah,
right?
and
So
that's what I said. So yeah.
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I think
And
that's the key.
yeah, and that's a great way to look at it. This way, your energy, my energy, doesn't get caught up in the swing of it all. Because I love people that don't get caught up in the swing of it all. Because you know
Yeah.
they'll spend like 24 hours a day. They'll spend at least 16 swinging back and forth, and you wasting
Yeah.
your own brain power. Remember the third eye, man. Let's wake up. You know, and
Yeah.
see we're in the change, the transition, revelation, whatever everybody wants to call it. We in it. Can't be
Yeah.
denied. We see it.
Yeah.
We're living it. We're feeling it. And dark skinned people, we're like, man, come on again. You know, I just saw something yesterday. I posted about how they stripped Colin Powell and the
Yep.
Tuskegee Airmen. Now, how you come on, man? I thought we got past this. You know, what are your thoughts on that, real quick? I don't want to get too deep, but please feel free because
Yeah.
we got plenty of time as long as y'all want to hang out. So feel free
Yeah.
because I love opinions.
Yeah. I had my opinions on that is this is how I feel about it. This guy, 47, can take a pen, a piece of paper, he can do whatever he wants to do and try to erase everything for his personal agenda. But on real time and in real life, you cannot erase everything that we've done. The place that he's living and staying in, we built. So you could sit here and act like, well, let's go ahead and put these people over here. We'll put the Black people over here, the Korean people here, the Hispanics here, the Muslims here. But if it wasn't for all, I mean, everybody built this country. And if anybody's the invader, it's Caucasian. I'm sorry, Europeans. Let me say that. But at
Right,
the
right.
same time, we have to be very vigilant on how we're being treated as well. I don't take things lightly, nor do I want to have my kids or my grandkids or anybody take things lightly. You can't
Amen.
erase something. You can't erase something that we've invented and we're here. You can't just erase us and not act like we've never did anything. If it wasn't for us or a lot of the other indigenous people, brown, whatever people, there wouldn't be a United States.
Yep,
And
that's
it's
right.
the veterans, everything they're doing them, you know, it's really, really sad that we don't have a stronger government that's fighting for. We have a few people in government that they got the boxing gloves on. I appreciate that. But we as the people that we vote for have to be doing a much better job up in Congress and everything when they have these meetings in whatever they're doing. I don't even know what to call them meetings anymore. It's more like sparring, but it's kind of like they have to be more harder on, you're a president, you're not a king, you're not out. It's crazy, but
Yo, right?
we have to do better than that. We have to do better than that. And I just look at it. It's funny sometimes to me because you can't erase what we built. Maybe in
Yeah,
your own head you can. If that makes you sleep at night, then do that. But
right,
guess what?
exactly.
Me as a Black woman, I ain't dealing with it. You can say what you want to say, right, all day, all them little whatever you're doing. And to me, it's just rhetoric. It's BS, and that's how I look at it.
Yeah. Mocha, your thoughts real quick, then I'm gonna move on.
Well, I'm born and raised in Washington D.C., so I've seen
Easy.
politicians come and politicians go, statesmen, journeymen, all sorts of folks come here in D.C. I try to treat I kind of look at D.C. as the neutral territory, and being native here, working in this community in sort of the Washington D.C. ecosystem. I try to stay as nonpartisan as possible.
He has
Um,
to. Just say you have
and
to.
Yeah, I have to.
He
But
has to. He has to stay there. Yeah.
I mean, you got to live, you got to work, you got to survive. So I'm
Oh
pretty
yeah,
much
yeah.
nonpartisan. And what I
He
do
can't speak
is
on it.
no,
Just
I'm
say you
just
can't
saying
speak on it.
no. I'm speaking, but I'm just saying this is the speech.
Yeah,
It's um you 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 try to be Switzerland, like in banking, right? You try to be
have to be,
Switzerland,
have to
and
be.
that's what being native to Washington D.C. is.
Yeah, and see, I get that because there are certain times, and we all had parents where they be like, okay, your mother be talking to your father, and all of a sudden somebody calls and they be like, got put on that white voice. So we in the music industry, no, I'm telling the truth because
I
I've had to do
definitely
it.
know. I
I
call it
worked in
saddle
corporate.
shoes. It's called saddle shoes.
Yes. I worked in
Yes.
corporate America in healthcare for 22 years. And believe me, proper King's English was coming out of my mouth until I got to the street where I could be like, yo. So again, I get it. And see, you as a manager and LAU in the business, me in the business, we know it's political because there's only so much I'm going to say. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because I know
Yeah.
how it comes back to me. That's why you see the disclaimer. That's why I know how to maneuver those waters because I've been doing it so long.
Yeah.
And I worked in corporate bands as well. And there were certain times where we couldn't say who we was performing for in New York, and it was people like Whoopi Goldberg and John Leguizamo, and they were having private parties, but we couldn't go out and be like, yo, I just whatever. We couldn't do that.
Right.
It was a certain decorum and a certain kind of trust that people have in you as an artist that you have to adhere to. And a lot of artists don't get that and they get caught up in it.
Yeah.
That's why I keep a separate page for all my stuff. If you notice, all my stuff is always
Yeah.
separate because I
Yeah.
don't want exactly what Mocha mentioned that, to happen. And we're so close. Here's something that I want to speak on real fast before we start some of your snippets. Those of you
Okay.
watching 9 on the Grind TV, Funk from the Front Seat, beautiful couple right here, married, L.A. Young and Mocha Java. He's for the first time, so I'm happy. I want you to come back more and more and more.
Absolutely.
Tell me your thoughts real quick on the independent artists because we are the go-to now.
Yeah.
And we know this is coming. We always knew all of this was coming. So give my young artists out there a little route that they could take where they don't get caught up into stuff and they realize the power of an indie artist because we have the power now. LA, I'm gonna start with you.
Yeah, I absolutely love the independent artist aspect because being is that I know people that have been in that whole industry thing. It's kind of a double-edged I don't want to say, yeah, a double-edged sword, because you can think that, and this is what happens, you can think that your most favorite artist, your most favorite person that you idolize, and you see them on the television with these in these mansions and driving these cars that have the flip up doors, and that you think they're really in this really big life, and
Yeah.
everything that they have or everything that they're doing is leased. It's rented for videos or
Yeah.
for promotional type things. And at the end of the day, to me, those people are just as much of an independent artist, because the company or the industry owns what they do, and they really are not getting their money's worth. They're not getting the clout that they want, and they're not getting the awards that they should be getting. And I really believe that it takes more to be an independent artist, to be more creative, to be able to write and produce and just share your vision and have it, and to see it come true. It is way more respected than having, and I'm not knocking the industry, but I'd rather be independent than have an industry behind me, because you have to make sure that
Yep.
everything that you're doing, that you're getting what you want, because you don't want anybody else painting your house for you. I'd rather paint my own house, than have somebody from the industry paint my house, because they're not going to do what you want to do. They do what they want to do.
That's right.
And I
That's
really
right.
do believe that. I really do. I love the independent thing. And I'm so glad that all these beautiful artists, talented people are coming out doing their thing. I love looking on my page, seeing everybody doing their thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I know that Mocha has his, like, he studies this independent artist stuff. So he's really probably more the one to address that, in that aspect.
Yeah. Your thoughts, Mocha?
Well, I guess if we're talking about independent artists, I think the first thing we should do is let you know that LA is going to be hosting the Independent Artists Summit here on May 24th in the DMV.
Okay.
So
send me the info.
We could lead with that one.
Send me the info.
WSL, if it's all right to say, it's another content creator, WSLQ Radio, which is iHeart Radio, independent radio, WSLQ. Here in the DMV is putting on an independent summit. LA is going to perform there. I'm actually going to perform a little bit, and I'm going to be doing a conversation on music marketing for independent artists. So I'm going to sort of break out the notebook and kind of get into a little bit of that. And again, we've done this before. LA hosted last year. And then I kind of did an impromptu conversation a little bit at the end of it from the business management side of music. And right after that, they were like, you guys are locked in. We need you pretty much next year. And so they locked us in for this year. So we're looking forward to that. Again, May 24th in the DMV in Waldorf, Maryland, it's actually going to be. So anybody who's in this area who wants to come and attend, it's $25 to attend, but it's
oh my God,
it's going to be
bargain.
a lot of folks there supporting, a lot of independent artists, musicians showing up. People are going to be networking. They're going to be learning. So yeah, I guess this is probably the best time to just kind of do that little bit of a plug.
There you go. Good throw in for Silco and Sharon. That was awesome. That's
May
where you managed.
24th,
That's where
right?
you made
May
it.
24th.
Yes, May 24th. So if you're in the area, come on through.
Yo, I might be. You never know where I am. I'm like in the mothership. So you may see me beam in. You never know.
Yeah. Tell Scotty to drop you down.
Hey,
drop you up into some.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm always around. So people like, well, how'd you get here there? But I keep it on the move, but I just keep it like silent.
Yeah,
we're the same way.
Like my dogs, they said that in Public Enemy: move as a team, never move alone. Welcome to the Thunderdome.
There you go.
So I want to show some of your snippets, but I wanted to reflect on the transition of a beautiful artist, Angel Stone, and your thoughts on that, because of course the rumors come out. Was there something shady? She had just tried to do or get away or do something, and it was like something with her management company. I didn't pay attention to it. I just know we lost a giant. So LA, your thoughts on Angie?
Ooh, it's ironic that you mentioned that. I'm doing a tribute to Angie Stone in Hampton, Virginia on May 17th down in Hampton at the Event Center. And Angie, I was just as shocked as everybody. I seriously, my heart hurts. My heart hurts because such a genuine, beautiful woman. I've never met her. I wished I could have. Um, all the rumors and stuff like that. I think it's best to just, let people, when that happens, especially for the children and the grandchildren, I think it's best not to stir up a whole bunch of conspiracy theories.
Amen.
Because it's very hurtful, and it's like losing that person every time that you hear something. And the things that I've been hearing are just crazy. I do believe that something happened. I mean, we know that, but if you have somebody that said that they helped this woman out of a vehicle, or they spoke with them, I mean, you have to believe that this young lady is saying what happened. But at that point, you can't, it could have just, it was God. I mean, it was his way. I don't know about all of that, but what I do know is that she's not here. I know that they actually matter of fact, Miss Karn pulled up a video last night, and we were watching it, and I said, that's old. They pulled up an old video of Angie saying that she's still here, she's alive, da 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 da. That was done like I think like 5 or 6 years ago, because there was a rumor. It was a while back, but now this is what people do, and it's very difficult for the family to actually have closure, and especially her children and her grandchildren, when people are digging up old stuff or people bring it up to the forefront. I love her music. I think she was the most talented writing. Oh my God, she was just beautiful, just a beautiful soul. And I'm very honored to be able to be doing a show in honor of her.
Good for you.
In Hampton next month, and I'll be posting that stuff on my Facebook page and every place else that I'm around. But I'm really honored, and she's going to be dearly, truly missed. And I pray for her family that they, are healing.
Yeah, I was always a big fan of neo soul. Especially being in New York, Wetlands and CBGBs. When all that neo soul stuff hit, all of these artists at the time were unknown. They all came there, and I've seen them all, and the bands in New York, is so many different artists and so many different styles of music. But since I was so much into the P-Funk and the Hendrix, when I started hearing all this neo soul stuff, I was like, okay, let me check it out. And I played drums for a few artists over there, small artists, local artists. And I was like, okay, I see what they're doing with this. They kind of took the 60s and flipped it to the 90s, which I loved, because I loved all of that 60s Motown stuff. Absolutely. And then, you hear somebody, and then, this Angie Stone. I said, what's this Angie Stone? Who was this Angie Stone girl? So I went to Wetlands this year one time, and I mean,
Amazing.
like I said, they were all there. The Outcasts, all of these artists wanted to always come through Wetlands because it was the Apollo of the underground back then.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it really was. If you look up the history of CBGB's, Wetlands, the Red Line, the Lions Den, all in that area, Club Life, there was around 7 places, the Izzy Bar, that we all used to play, and it was a circuit, just like DC had that circuit, that go-go circuit. And Chicago had theirs. Mocha, your thoughts real quick on the transition of Angie and what she meant to you and how you feel about it.
I never got the chance to meet her personally. I did do a little bit of work with, I knew about her, of course, from the very beginning with the Sequence and the Funk You Right On Up. And I did a little bit of work with Cheryl the Pearl, which was part of the Sequence group. And so I think that there's a lot of history there. There's a lot of power there, and a lot of appreciation that needs to be there because they really started it. The female rappers, you know, and a lot of times I don't know if they get the credit for that because they know Angie as a powerful singer.
So large, yeah.
But for any woman that's rapping, you know, the Sequence group, they broke that door down. They were the first. And so you got to give that trophy to Angie for being one of the first female rappers that to exist on this planet and to put a record out. And so
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the other thing, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna, hook onto that real little train. They were with the Sugar Hill Gang. Sequence was with the Sugar Hill Gang, which our favorite bass player, Sekou, was playing with them. I know he would kill me if I didn't say that because he posted that because he played with the Sugar Hill Gang. And he posted that, and he was very devastated. But just to piggyback on what you were saying about
and it's funny because a lot of people don't know Sugar Hill, they was using real drummers, and Dennis Chambers came out of that clay. And and every time I tell people that, they realize yo, Dennis was back there. That's why that pocket was so studied, because that's what they wanted live. But click. And getting back to what you said about the family, her family. The clickbait social media cesspool is horrible. It's horrible. People just want to do stuff, say stuff, agitate stuff. And then I'm like, okay, you got all of this two-dimensional likes, two-dimensional numbers, but what are you doing in the substance? That's why a lot of these young artists, I don't gravitate to them because they're not feeding my soul. And the music you make, the music, that you produce as well, it's music that feeds the soul. And that's what Miss Stone did. And so that's why I lit that candle today for her, because we want all ancestors and spirits to know we ain't going to forget you, So that's real cool. So let's get on to something that you guys have currently done and show some snippets. But first, I have to shout out a few people. So just give me time for a second. JTRP, P-Funk Radio, and, Gabe Gonzalez, Larry, Funkster Jones, and, of course, Robin Circle of P. And now Philly Phil is in that crew as well. Bootsy and Patty, I love you. Thank you for your support. HJ Entertainment, Kane and Jams, Tony Cam, the Funk All-Stars, and we're going to be doing the show with them, I think, coming up in June. Oak City Music Collective, my management company here in Afterglow 92416. Otis, I'm loving you, bro. Sending prayers out to you and thoughts, of course. Brooke Clagett, my funk angel, love to your excess. I need more energy drinks, okay? Patricia Dioria, Curtis Wilcox, and George the Funk Vinci. A lot of the time, you see all this stuff behind me. These are works that these people have done specifically for me, and I'm forever grateful for that. Dr. Brookenstein, thank you for always taking care of my website. Over in Italy, DJ Coccolino, thank you for spinning Nappy at Funk Army. David Webb in the Funk Chronicles in the thank you for putting Nappy at Funk Army in the Funk Hall of Fame. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'll see you real soon. Robin Circle of P, I mentioned, of course, and Elizabetta in Ireland. Thank you for playing our music. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you for your love and support. And we're always going to support you guys. So, we're going to keep it moving right now. We're hanging out, with LA Young and Mocha Java, and he's in the studio, so I'm sure he got one hand. I can't see it on some button somewhere doing something. He doing something. You know what I'm saying? I got you, bro. I know. I ain't gonna allow you. You good. Keep working. Gotta work. Gotta get that workout. Let's see some of the things we were talking about. Styles and independent artists and how we feel. And you sent me several snippets, last night and yesterday as we were prepping the show. So the sentimental mood, that one hit me in a kind of way. So I'm just going to show that real quick, and then I'm going to come back and let you guys elaborate. So for my audience, y'all check this out.
sentimental mood. I could see the stars come through my room while your loving attitude is like a flame that lights on the wing of every kiss. Drift the melodies that were strange and sweet, and then sentimental ways make my pain.
Golden Sue stuff, man. When I heard that, I was like, I want more. Because it took me, because I listened late last night. I had my headphones on. I was like, oh, okay, what's this? So where did that come about? How did that come about?
That came from Norman Connors, of course. Bobby Lyle did the arrangement on
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
We recorded that at Clear Lake in Los Angeles, California, and we wanted it to be more. Everybody knows Sentimental Mood, but at the same time, we wanted to make it a little bit more current. And between Bobby Lyle's arrangement and Norman and the mass crazy talented musicians that walked through that door, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. They did that, and to see that picture, like you know how you want to see a picture a certain way, and then you have that picture the way you want it painted. That's how I felt. I teared. It was just a beautiful arrangement that Bobby Lyle and Norman that they did. And of course, Mocha was right there. I can't speak for him, but I know that I was like, this is
Paying
crazy.
bills. I can say I was right there paying bills.
Yeah, it
I
was
know.
crazy to watch the musicians come in and know the caliber of the musicians that were lined up for us. I mean, you had the top musicians that play with everybody. Some of them just got off planes and came in, from Africa and from London and walked into the studio and were just prepared and it was amazing. Bobby just handed them the papers. It was like, boom, the first take. And then the second, it was crazy. And I was just so honored and so humbled to be around and to have great relationships with these beautiful people. And that's where it came from. It was amazing. I think that was the first take too, that I got behind the mic. I think it was the first take that I did. That's not even mixed or mastered. So that was just what we did. And we sent that to you because it's not mixed or mastered, but that's how beautiful it was,
I'm honored. Believe me, I'm one of your fans and our fans here on the show. Cindy, all the way over there on the upper northwest. Sorry. Your music just fed her soul. And that's how I feel about when I listen to you and what you guys are doing. It's a necessary thing for the universe.
Yes. Yes.
Your thoughts on working with those musicians, Mocha? How did you feel about like, wow, these people are here and they're doing my thing and all this good stuff?
So for me, it was the business side, of course, doing the management, an executive producer on this project. And so trying to make sure that all the ducks were in a row,
right?
And for me, it was more about make sure that there are no roadblocks or any type of blockers that keep her from getting towards that hit. And so when you're dealing with different musicians, people of great talent, I just wanted to make sure that everything was conducive to producing good music. So for one thing, it all starts with Norman Connors, of course, because he can walk indoors that I couldn't. He could get out of people things that I probably wouldn't have gotten out of them meeting me for the first time. Now I can probably, after doing some work through him or with him, now I can probably walk to some of these people and have a certain level or degree of respect that I wouldn't have had just walking in for the first time. But no, he opened these doors. He made it happen, and he told me, you know, I'm gonna need you to do this, Mocha. I'm gonna need you to do that. And he told me, you know, one of the things he said is, I tell a lot of people how to make a hit, but everybody don't listen. And he said, so, you know, it's up to you whether you're gonna go all the way or whether you're gonna half step. And so for me, it was, let me not half step. Let me give it the best chance possible. And I'm just gonna say, no pain, no gain. You know what I'm saying? So I treated it like that, and that was the approach. But no, my hat goes off to Norman because he is really a hell of a producer.
Yeah. Yo, let me tell you, when I hear, you know, you guys and listen to your music and you're telling your story right here on Funk from the Front Seat, Not on the Grind TV, live. It's about tributaries. And what I mean is, okay, we got the ocean and then everything feeds. And as we are all tributaries to somebody else and somebody was a tributary to us, the way I always view music coming from, you know, the masters, and then you guys can go and then be masters of it because we are the gatekeepers now. You know, we're grateful to have the Norman Connors of the world, the Bootsy Collins of the world. We are so grateful to still have these brothers and sisters, you know, the Chaka Khans and people like that, because we know their sacrifice and struggle. We know what they went through just so we can continue. And that's what they want us to do. They don't want us to fight. They don't want us walking across the street with our behind with the pants. They want us to be classy and take it to the next level. That's why they offer those gifts. Everybody don't get them, you know, but when you get that gift, if you listening out there and you looking at two people in the business, when you get that gift, man, treasure it. You know, I taught drums and vocals and bass at the School of Rock for like 2 years. And that's what I used to tell my young students. You know, I used to feed them the right information, not the BS, because the BS, yeah, it's quick fix, but you're going to be hungry in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, so we got another one. And there's another one I picked up, you know, because I listened to all of them. So we're going to put this one up.
Wickedness here in the city I'm from. I pity the one who don't recognize how quickly I blow up like bubble gum. And it's a shame, really. I hate to party and run, but if I stick around too long, I just might have to bust my each and every day. We get confronted with the tongues of non-believers. Sound so hot, run up in the spot. Negroes catching fevers. Negroes always want to play the role, lovers and leavers. What you want is what we got. You couldn't cool us down to freezers. We got companies throwing deals at us like every which way, but we don't believe what we read. We know that they'll switch up the play. So when we into the joint, we stay on point like pencils. This industry is dirtier than garden utensils. We keep our head in gear. We steer clear with the focus here. Many rappers rap, but their raps are just bogus. We change up the tempo, rearrange the instrumental. Incidentally speaking, can't you feel the meter tweaking? We step up to the plate like fat folks after a diet. Negroes wanna buy it, won't be quiet, just don't riot. We attack the track with deadly force and the balance of a mastermind. Blow like a gun with a silencer. Been rapping this way since the age of 13. Most of these rappers started rapping when I was 33. No mercy, no leniency, no form of conveniency. We keep the crowd stepping, got you scrapping with our weaponry.
When I heard that last night, I was like, stop it. I have to say, that's dope. And my mother would be proud of you because my mother was a huge Billie Holiday fan, you know. And when I heard what you was doing in the back, I looked up at heaven. I was like, see, Ma, it's still here. People still doing it. Your thoughts on putting that record together?
So, and actually, you haven't even heard LA on it yet. That's just a snippet. So basically, I think let's just take it back like this. Hats off to the big homies, Stetsasonic, who came out with the jazz rap, right? And that song, instead of saying freestyle, I call it jazzy rap style, because we want to keep jazz alive. We want people to really understand that jazz and rap go hand in hand. And actually, when I started rap, in my younger days, I was on Jazz 90 radio in DC. And I remember meeting Al Jarreau there, and he told me, keep rapping, right? And we did some, and it was part of college radio in Washington, D.C. But make a long story short, so I had roots with the jazz rap, and I don't hear it as much today. And with LA and us doing the jazz festivals, big shout out to Jazz Legacy Foundation. We've been typically working with them almost every year. She's been singing there, and I'll do some DJing. We doing whatever, but the key is jazz is a serious root, and I haven't heard. I mean, you had Tribe, they did the jazz, but you never heard DC come out with the jazz. But we've always had a jazz and sort of a jazzy style rap here in Washington, D.C. A lot of people just don't know it. Everybody knows D.C. for the go-go, but they got to know D.C. It's very versatile. We have anything you can hear musically, we have someone doing it here in D.C. And since I have those jazzy rap roots, I just figured I'd do that. And of course, it wasn't the plan originally, but LA was like, there's no way in the world we can come to the studio and you not do it. So that's why we did.
Yeah.
That's what's up. LA, your thoughts on that?
I tell you what, when he, I'm not saying this because, he's my manager or husband or Hubbager, I think they call it Hubbager. I when I first met him, I heard there's so much talent there, and to stretch out to even, I think the very first thing I heard from him was Sam Cooke. Besides what he mixed, he took a live performance of myself and my band, and even did a mix to it. But I heard him do a Sam Cooke mix, and I'm like, this is crazy. And to have that kind of mindset to take these old things. Now I know that there's a lot of rappers that take a lot of, like, I know Jay-Z does it, Puppy, I think everybody does it, but that where his mind goes with it is a different place intuitively to what Jay-Z or Puffy do. It was just one of those things. And when I heard it, I just stopped. I just stopped because it was just amazing how his mind was working, with the jazz. It was just, and it needs to be intertwined. It always has been intertwined, but nobody has really taken some really nice jazz and thrown it up front and made a very logical, educational rap to it.
Yeah. You're right about that. And we got some comments. George DeFunkavinci down in Texas, said the track is fire, which it is. You know what's funny? Because you mentioned, I was like, anyone want to go one thing?
Yeah.
When I was, growing up on Long Island, we always had access to the city, so we got a chance to hear all kinds of music. And jazz was part of the thing in the city. But when I first heard Al Jarreau, I was like, this dude. And then, what he was doing, and then I seen him live, I was like, my goodness.
Amazing.
He needs his own Broadway play. That's what we were saying to ourselves, And I think because you guys are doing that and currently bringing that back, it's always a circle. It always comes back. I tell everybody that's younger, listen, don't you worry. If you wait at this station, the train will be back. And then you can catch it. The first time, it will be back.
Some of us are still on the train.
True
So,
that, because I got
yeah.
clothes that I didn't wear for 30 years. I got the Gucci hat, right? And I wore it the other day. This young kid said, "Yo, that's fat." And I said, "Really?" I said, "I bought this like 30 years ago." He said, "No, it's back, bro." He said, "That's vintage." And I said, "Well, yeah, it came in a pack of 5. I bought them off the streets of New York for $10." You know what
There
I'm
you
saying?
go.
I had all different colors. The kid absolutely flipped over a hat, the brand, and I thought to myself, I was like, "Really?" And so I was like, "All right, I see what we doing, God. I see how y'all working, keeping us alive, you know."
Yeah.
Wow, this is a great show. I'm hanging out today, with L.A. Young and her husband and manager and Mocha Java, and we're sitting here kicking it about the industry and life and things like that. Let's get to another snippet while we're in here.
Okay.
And I want to shout out my producer, Mr. Mark Lee. He should be around somewhere, but I know he had other things he had to attend to. So he sends and extends his welcome to you.
Thank
Because
you.
Mark is my dog, and he helped me kind of figure out the technical start of this stuff. Okay, so this particular one, hold on. I don't know if I listened to this or not, but I'm going to do it. What else is there? Now, before I play it, just tell me a little bit about it. Set it up for me.
Okay, so that is like one of my favorite songs by one of my favorite producers. And this is actually another production that we're working with, another producer we're working with. His name is Daryl Pearson. A lot of people know him. He's from Baltimore. Excellent writer, played with Jodeci. He deals with Drew Hill, Mary J. I mean, you name it, he's done it. Timberland, Justin Timberlake. He's just very well renowned, and I met him in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And I met him through another friend of mine that had like a lighting engineer company. Like, he did sound and all that, and he hooked me and Daryl up, and we connected. He listened to some stuff that I've done that I recorded with Pieces of a Dream, and he's like, "I got the perfect song for you." And this song is not even like, we're working on some other stuff with Daryl, but we're going to weave this song into what we're working on with Daryl. And I was going through something at this time, and this is before I met my husband, of course. And it was just ironic that he picked this song out for me without really even knowing me that well, because I think I met him on a Tuesday and I was in his studio on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And I went into his studio, and it was one of the most unique experiences I've ever had in a studio. Because Daryl's a singer, and he plays every instrument like under the sun. He fed me like the lyrics. I went in cold. And so he was actually feeding me the lyrics, and I would repetitively sing the lyric how I heard it. Even though he sang it to me, I did it the way that I thought it would be done. And I was going through a breakup, and it was just perfect. And it was a very unique way that I recorded, and that's where this song came from. And I know there was a few other artists that wanted it, and I have to say this because it blows my mind when I say this. Mary J wanted it, and so did Celine Dion.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some heavenly company right there.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yo.
Yeah.
See, sometimes it just happens the way it's supposed to happen. You get in and you just do. I always think of it as like a river, and you got, like I said, everything is water with me, be water. And it's like, things are set up before we even realize what God has. And then when we're in the middle of it, we're like, wow, what a blessing. But see, God had that planned all along.
Yeah.
I tell people, just think how many things have to go right just to get through one day.
Yes.
Let alone do a job or do music or whatever, be a housewife, whatever, kids, whatever. So many things have to go right. So that's why I believe, a lot of things are divine in nature, and such as you guys. So I'm going to run this really quick. Did I say Sweet Wonderful? Yeah. Oh no, what else is there, right? That's what I said.
Yeah, what else?
I've got nothing more to say. We're through. Bye, baby. For years and years, I believe each word you said. From the day we met till now, each one stays inside my head. I love you so, and I'll never let you go. This was your pledge of allegiance to our love, which now is dead. So what else is there to say when it's over? When I learned that you would succeed, every vow you made fell through.
These teasers are killing me. I want more.
I gotta tell you, this is actually, there's two versions of this song. That song is the second version. There's a first version that's just strictly vocals. So he made two different versions of the song. So the first version that I did didn't have the extra bells and whoopers. It's basically for, this is how I classify it, as your 40 and over version. And that version is actually the younger version because of the bells and the whooper and the extra stuff that he added like to the track, which it's amazing how his mind said, we can do this two ways, you know. And that's the second version. So that's everybody loves that second version. The first version is one of my favorites, but
I actually think, and Mocha, I'm gonna get your thoughts on that, but I want your thoughts on this. I actually think now, because like the past, I want to say 3-4 years that I've been recording, my engineer and I, we do two versions. We come in knowing we're gonna do two versions. You know, we do, because
that's true.
You get to a point, and then you're like, oh man, you know, I hear this completely different thing. So let's just, you know, and I think it kind of is for the best, you know, because there are no rules. We make the rules, you know. Your thoughts on that, Mocha?
Oh, shucks, forget about two versions. It's two songs. I do one song and it'd be like, the song's so long, we got to make two out of it.
Right. True.
The first half and the second half. But
hey, like they used to.
Yeah.
That's what they used to do.
They used to do that.
So yeah. No, we do that. But no, Daryl Pearson, he is absolutely phenomenal. He's a secret weapon. One of the best kept secret producers in the business. When I heard some of the stuff he did, that was not just in the R&B, but also in the rap. Some of the stuff that went with Timberland and Drake, and you know, that just some great music this guy does. And he's got some gems that we're working on with him.
Yeah.
That is just, when you say a snippet, that is just a teaser. I don't want to oversell it, but we got some great stuff that we're working with him, with the R&B and the rap, and he's got LA and I together on some songs, really doing it up. So he's another one that said, Mocha, you just can't stand on the side. Your voice is or your rap is too good to just sit back behind the scenes. And so he immediately threw me in once he met me and heard me. But for me, it's really trying to get L. I call it L. You know, everybody else know it LA. I just do the one letter L, but I try to get
as you
L
should.
to where L needs to be, and so I don't want to sort of try to do too much on her stuff, so that she gets her proper space that she needs, so that the world hears and sees and feels her. But yeah, it's that guy is really great. He's got a lot of good stuff with her, and then he's got a few with me on it as well. So that's really nice.
Yo, that's fire, bro. Because I gotta tell you, both of you guys are a power couple, and you're a couple that people look up to. You know, people like myself, and who's single, and we're trying to find that special one, whoever they may be. And it's like, working together with someone on a project for you guys, like say Ashford and Simpson, that's got to be like gold. That's got to be gold. Ashford and Simpson, they my favorite duo couple. Captain and Tennille,
Washington D.C.
Yeah.
Washington D.C.
Ashford and Simpson, bro.
The thing about us is that we are just who we are, and I think people look at us and I mean they just crack up because we're just who we, and that's what Daryl saw, and a lot of our project around what Daryl did was around our relationship and how crazy we're just goofy musician people who just love to have a good time. We love other people, and we just like to make people happy, and it's just this great experience. I mean, because it's a reflection of who we are together, and as well as being separate. He's a great individual separately, and I do what I do. I mean, but we together, it's just, we're just goofy, hilarious people. We laugh. We just want to make people happy and just enjoy the music and what we do. So that's how I feel. I mean, you could speak on it, Mocha, but don't hold back. Don't hold back.
Well, I know this next one, Committed. That's why that was a great lead up to that. But when I see power couples out there, we all, some of us think like, okay, that's great because we need that. Whatever you guys do, we need that as artists. We need that as spiritual people. We need that as Black people, because when you see a successful couple, a lot of times, they're usually they're not talking about us, even though we are there, And I think it's very important for young people to look up to you and say, wow, they're not selling out. They're not doing this, and they're still living their dream and producing this great stuff, and, doing these great events, and, the thing with Angie Stone, and of course, what you're doing in Virginia, things like that. And see, that's what young people need. They need this, and when you guys give it to them like that, I tell you what, God is smiling on you for that. I gotta tell you that. Let's check this out. Yo, shout out, man. Let me tell you, my dog up in Philly, Kevin Harrington. I know he's loving this because he's a producer extraordinaire, and what you guys are putting out and gonna put out, man. I can't wait because I haven't heard the whole versions. Trust me, audience, I don't know what it sounds like. So I just know this: you're getting it like I'm getting it. I want more.
We love that. We love that.
I can see me driving down the highway. You just my heart. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, ooh, that song, just so so everybody knows the backstory of that song. So I had a very, very best friend that I grew up with and I worked with from Ashtabula, Ohio, because I'm from Ashtabula, Ohio. I was very good friends with a young lady that I worked with and at the metal factory that I worked at. And she had children that I basically watched grow up with my children. And her oldest son, his name is Danair, or James Goodwin, contacted me. She actually passed away a week before my father passed. And I always keep in contact with the kids because they're like my kids too as well. And the oldest son, his name is James, but his nickname is Danair, wrote this song and called me, and he calls me Mom too. So he's like, Mom, I wrote this song and I know that your voice will be perfect for it. I just, I have this part of it and this part of it and this part. He had the lyrics all out there. And we needed to find the right music for it. So we kind of diddled around with it. We went to another gentleman that, we thought we could find the right groove with it. And it wasn't working. And then it was kind of like with Bobby Lyle, could bring him up again, and Norman, I sang it to him, and there you have the music. That's where the music came from, was between Bobby and the background singers. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Those sisters, they were killing it in the studio. They killed it. And it was very unique how it came about and it came in. The vocals to that is something that we have the vocals and we have the lyrics. Myself and the most beautiful voice ever, Miss Jean Carn. We are working on rearranging the vocals for that. It tells a beautiful story, and with her help and her vocal coaching and everything that we're doing, because I just really wanted this song to be very special because it is an original song and it tells a beautiful story. That's what we're in the process of working on too. And I have the beautiful Miss Jean Carn helping me with all of these vocals and all that stuff as well. So it's I can't wait to finish this song. This is one of my favorite songs that we do.
One of our, regulars, Cindy up there in Seattle and on that side of the country. More, please. She's like me. More.
That's beautiful. I love it.
You're giving us the big keys today, yo.
Thank you.
But don't worry, Cindy, because if I get as soon as I get it, I'll make sure you get it. As soon as it comes out, we go, man. I'm happy to see a lot of people digging what you do. And people go back during the week and they'll comment. So go to my page and you can see all the comments and read everything. And thank you, StreamYard and Facebook for hooking us up. I always got to thank them. You guys are like I said, when I listen and now I'm meeting your husband for the first time, I was like, okay, Ashford and Simpson, I got you. All right, y'all got that locked out. See, there's always a slot that when the slot has to be filled after it's been filled for so long, and then people do whatever, transition out, that the slot is open. I tell a lot of people, yo, look for the slot. What I'm saying? And then get in there. Gary Scheider, Funkadelic, told me this. He said, you got to get in where you fit in.
Yes.
And I shout out, Linda. I love you, Linda. Get in where you fit in, man. Thank you, Cindy, for those comments. I appreciate that. When we look at the business, and I don't mind saying this, like I was very disappointed that despite all the government BS, this dude pulled the grants. Because down here in North Carolina, we get grants from the Hayti Center, right? The Black Cultural Arts Center, which comes directly from Raleigh, the Art Center. So we get that and they get the money and then they funnel it out to minority areas, for music, for plays, for this, for that. We're supposed to do it in February. We get ready to do it, and the portal is frozen. So nobody across the country, I know down here at least, can't get that grant. Now, that grant was for a significant amount of money that is used to put on performances, backline equipment, recording, videos, advertisement, social media, etc. And without that grant, we're basically now down here at least working on a wing and a prayer.
Wow.
And I know one of the companies I work with relies on the grant. I can't say who they are, but they rely on the grant. I rely personally on the grant. My roommate, who is a singer and solo artist, she relies on the grant. And I am so hurt. I can't even get angry. I'm beyond anger. I'm hurt by this. Tell me your thoughts on how things are being snatched away from us before we even get a chance to do it. And then, we'll get back to the last snippet.
Personally, I'm going to reflect back to what I said before. You can sign a piece of paper, you can do this, you can do whatever you want to do. But until I see it go through a court and I see it go through the proper channels and it's actually being done, then it's just basically because there's a lot of things that are going through the court that the court, which I'm actually, some of the stuff I'm a little bit shocked that they are shooting it down and saying, no, you can't do this, because a lot of people have this fear of certain individuals or fear of what they can do. Personally, until it goes through that process, you hear something different every hour. He's doing something or signing something or taking away until I see what I see, and I see it that it's directly went through the courts and went through its proper legal systems. Then I just look it off as extra BS. I mean, if it's shut down to that point where you've seen it, then yes, I'm really concerned about that. But I know that
we've seen it. They did.
I would hope that there's other avenues and there's other companies and there's other people, the state senators, your people, call them and tell them, you got to fight harder to get our stuff back for us. There's also different things as far as grants that I know that are not just in the United States. You could also go to other, like London. I know that they have grants for people in the States. I mean, go ahead and do the research and try to get the grants that we can get, or even just as a minority, or, we're a minority, you're a Black woman, whatever, you're a Black male. There's different avenues out there that I know that they'll still help fund these projects. And I know that we need to be funded. I would hope that, this is just a temporary hold on these things, because they don't know what to do, or nobody knows what to do until somebody stands up and does it.
Yeah.
But definitely hit your people up, hit your representatives up, and make sure that they know that this isn't right. It's not
I've gone to 2 protests so far down here. We played at one. Matter of fact, my band played President's Day down here. We were fortunate enough to get that, and it was a big thing. You can YouTube it and see the rallies, and we down here marching in Raleigh like every other week. North Carolina, I gotta say, is very active against this. We have a lot of transient, a lot of college students. I would say people think this is a red state, but it's turning purple, because people are just fed up. Yeah. So we pushing it. And I just wanted to bring that up because I didn't know how it was in other states. But I like the information you gave, which this show is about going outside the box.
Yes.
And that's important. Thank you for sharing that,
Most definitely.
Sweet Wonderful. Tell me about that.
Go ahead, Mocha. You go ahead and tell about that song.
Hold up. Okay, I'll tell them about that. But before I talk about that, let me just say this real quick. The piggyback on what you was just saying about the grants and the money that's being taken away. I think that all of us artists, we have to remember that charity is love. That's what the Bible tells us. And that charity has to begin at home, has to begin with us. So even though we want government grants, we want government assistance, we have to remember that it begins with us. We have to start supporting artists ourselves. And, and not just trying to take everything for free. But I'm not just saying it's not one-sided thing. It's both sides. And we as artists also have to take a portion of our time and donate it to these causes, so that an organization like yours don't have to rely so much on grants. Artists need to show up where somebody is trying to keep inspiration and hope alive. And I can't go forward without even saying LA does that. From management side, we've booked these charitable events. She's done Feast of Sharing every year in Washington, D.C., 3,000 people, feeding the homeless. We donate our time.
I see that.
We do that, and we do that at cost. So it's not that they don't give us a check, but it's not the full check. It's a reduced cost, because it's just, what does it cost us to do it, and that's all we're asking for. And I'll make sure that our working costs are paid, and then we're not taking any money. I'm not taking any. LA's not taking any. It's just for what it's going to cost us to get out there and put the show on. So the sound, the lights, whatever. And then she donates her time for that. And also Sasha Buse, she did it for them, for the youth in the DC area. So again, we can't give 100% of our time, but can we give a tenth of our time? And if you can't give a tenth of your time, 5% of your time to a worthy cause. When we do this independent artist summit, we donated time to that. We've donated time to some of the jazz things. I mean, it's just because there are a lot of volunteers when you go to some of these places, but sometimes us as artists act like we can't be a volunteer also, but we can, right?
Yeah, we can.
So I'm just saying that, we do want government funds, but at the same time, we got to rely on us to make it happen, because God put the divine spark inside of us, and that divine spark has to come out of us. And then when it comes out of us, nothing can stop us. And that's kind of like the way I want to think about it.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Sweet and Wonderful, that song, that's another one. That's a Jean Carn. She did that song. And again, and I know LA was saying vocal coach, but she's also the vocal producer. So she was working with LA on that song. And then she heard me say a rap, and she's like, you can do the rap to this song, because it was originally done as a duet where she's singing. Who was the guy that sang it?
It was Jean Carn and Glenn Jones.
Jean Carn and Glenn Jones.
Oh, Glenn Jones, show me.
Yes.
Yeah. So Gene Clones and Gene Clones did this song Sweet and Wonderful. And so now myself and LA are doing it. And it's kind of like a wedding song. It's a song that you can do. It's got to be full family. So you could play it at a church, at a wedding reception. You could play it at a club. You could play it at a house party. You could play it for the young people, the older people, anybody. There should be nobody that shouldn't be able to enjoy a song called Sweet and Wonderful, even though it has a rap, which is what I'm with the rap. But it's celebrating love. It's celebrating relationship. It celebrates marriage, right? And it brings something from the disco era up to this era. So that's kind of what we're doing. And actually, what we're planning on doing is trying to put together some sort of a line dance for this. So
line dance,
I got the
hand
dance.
Or a hand
I
dance.
got the person for you. Because Cheryl, one of my Funketeer sisters, she's the international.
I love her.
Yes,
she's a friend of mine on Facebook. Yeah.
Sure, hit her up.
Yeah, I love that.
We definitely need to. We not to talk.
Yeah, she's a co-producer of this show too. She's on a lot. So look, Cheryl Wood. I got you. We
wanted to do a line dance or a hand dance, or you could do both. I mean, we just really thought about, and we want to do a music video on this one, as well as we're going to do a music video on Sentimental Mood. So we're going to have 2 videos, as well as with Daryl's stuff. So it's going to be a really great, different collaboration. So
yeah, definitely hit Cheryl up, man. She's my girl. We are doing this thing for Patty, but line dancing, that's your girl right there, man. You line dancing. Before we play this though, I just want to say something that you mentioned, Mocha, about songs that were written for weddings and so forth. The other day, for some reason, I wanted to hear Shalimar, right? So I went back and I listened, and the first song that popped up was This Ring. And I thought to myself, that was genius.
Mm-hmm. Howard Hewlett.
Genius. Guaranteed to be played at every wedding. You know,
Yes.
and then you just reminded me of that. So we gotta show
I
this.
probably should have let the cat out the bag though.
I don't mind. Hey,
Oh.
I get
They're
exclusives.
Oh,
This is
and
exclusive.
exactly. And the beautiful thing about
It's
this
an
is I know
exclusive,
that
definitely.
Miss Karn is going to be I think she's dropping some lyrics on this too as well. So she's going to do some stuff on this with us as well. So we have some surprise little people that are going to be dropping some stuff on songs. So that's a beautiful
That's
thing.
what's up. I'm loving that. Surprises are always good.
Yeah.
DJ Mocha Java's in the building. On the 1 and 2 door like I do. I'll show you how to serenade a queen. Give me the background. Now when I look in your eyes, the heat start to rise. My muscle get tightened and the stars in the sky seem to show a different glow. I need something for my ego. Cause your pretty face is such a masterpiece. My pants start to wrinkle, I can't keep a crease. My knees start to wiggle, then I'll inquire that you don't giggle. Cause I just get higher. I can't concentrate on a game of chess. Feel a breeze of a tease by the way you dress. My self-esteem is being intervened. You can have my key, don't touch my queen. My friends say I'm illin', they tell me that I'm billin', but they don't know the way Mocha be feelin'. In my game of chess, the king don't matter. You touch my queen and my heart will shatter. Why? Cause you are a star. You are. You are a star. I'm on some other. Check the cover. See if you see another brother kicking the same vibe like me. I got a vibe keeping me kicking the beat live. And you can roll shotgun or you can be the backseat driver. Hold down a 4-wide, fold down a white collar. You like it black? That's why they call me Mocha Java. Like George Washington Carver. Our father inventions, there's no need to bother. I bob and weave like extensions.
I see you. That's why they call me Mocha Java. I see you. Yo, that's dope. That's like riding in the summertime with the top. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man. Y'all got some serious stuff, and I'm so happy you're sharing this with our audience, man. I really appreciate this. It means a lot, you know. And we're gonna get your final statement. I'm gonna give you guys the full screen, but I just got to take a few minutes to run a few more of these ads that I got to do, and you know, people that have kind of tripped in. So I'm so grateful to have you guys on the
Thanks
show.
for having us.
I want you to come back, bring whoever you want to bring, producers extraordinaire, bring them. You know, musicians, bring them. If Mr. Connors can bless us with some time, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, because this is what we do here, and the fact that I can share your love with, you know, my fans that never heard you before, like Cindy and everybody else, they're getting turned on to this, you know. So that's what makes me feel good, man. So y'all hang out a minute. Thank you, Cindy, and everybody that's been tuning in and all these great comments and things like that. So just hang out 1 second. We're going to give these beautiful people the last word.
Hey, this is Keith Jackson with P-Funk Radio, inviting you to check out my brother Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat. Saturdays, 12 noon on the East Coast and 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It all happens on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube. Great guests, great conversation each and every Saturday. That's Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Robinson on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Check him out.
It's Peppermint Patty. Hello to everyone, all of our Club Funketeers all around the world. I want to say this to you. You're watching FFTFS on 9 on the Grind TV every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern to 9 a.m. Pacific. Oh my goodness, what a wonderful show it is. And it's with our Club Funketeer, who? Zach. On the 9. Zach is the vice president of the Club Funketeers. So we lift him up every day. And we thank him for keeping the funk alive. All right, go ahead. Let's do it, number 9. Peppermint Patty.
Hey, y'all. Linda Shiner here, talking about my brother from another mother, Zach Robertson's Funkin' from the Front Seat podcast. It's Saturday afternoons, 12 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock on the West Coast, and 10 and 11 in between. We talk about, I'm on there sometime, we talk about politics, music, of course, what's going on in the world, and whatever kind of floats our boat that day. So y'all check it out. Like I said, Funkin' from the Front Seat, Zach Robertson's podcast, Saturday afternoons, 12 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock West. Peace.
Hey, this is Jen Vanderputten, writer of Code and Prose. You are watching Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Roberson. Tune in every Saturday at noon for excellent and important conversation.
Hey, it's Chrissy Key Rellins here with Holistic Restoration, inviting you to check out Zach Robinson with Funk in the Front Seat. He drops new episodes every Saturday at noon on the East Coast time, and replays are posted for whenever you miss a live stream. You can find him on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube, and get ready for the funk because he brings it every week along with hot topics, amazing guests, and great conversations. Again, that's Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Go check them out.
Hey fam, what's goody good? What's really good? My name is Jeff Roberson from the gospel group called Jeff Roberson and New Life. And I'm coming to you from the town that we had to name it twice. It's so nice. New York, New York. And I'm bringing you some news about my brother from another mother, Brother Zach, who's bringing you his hot new show called Funk from the Front Seat. Listen, he's bringing you funk from the vault, from the past, from the present, and into the future. He's got that music that makes the hair on the back of your neck rise up. He's bringing you funk all the way down to your toes. This is that funk that makes you really want to groove. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial as he brings you funk from the front seat. Listen, let's go.
I love it.
I had to get a few.
I love it.
See, now Jeff, he helped me do some stuff on my spiritual album, but we try, and I want you guys to send me some promos like that so I can run them on other shows, please, when you get a chance.
Oh,
like
most definitely.
Yeah, but it was funny because people are like, wow, Peppermint Patty and Linda Shide and all that, because I kind of keep it like, we cool. And they are very instrumental in helping me keep this show alive. I'll just say that. And it's an honor because they're funk royalty. Like you guys are, soul royalty. And when you have royalty and you're in the presence of royalty, I always just thank God that, I'm able to hang out with you guys and talk with you guys and vibe with you guys, So I'm going to give you both the full screen. I'm going to pop off. And I want, one at a time, whoever wants to go first is cool. Just give us, some last words. It's been an amazing show. I can't believe we just knocked out like an hour 45, which is, I'm loving it. I'm loving it, man.
I love it.
So, it's been an honor. And please come back really, really soon. And like I said, bring more guests and anything that you're doing, LA and Mocha, please attach it to my pages so I can share it, with everybody. Because that's what we do. We don't hide, we multiply. We don't, we try to keep it so everybody can get some of this. I'm getting it, but I want everybody to get it, So
absolutely.
I'm going to give you guys the full screen and I'm going to pop off. And, when we come back, we're going to roll on out.
Okay. Want to go first, Smoke? Want me to?
Sure. So only thing I'll say is thanks for having us. We had a great time. Keep music alive. Remember to support all the artists, indie artists out here working hard. We're putting the work in and bless us when you can. Peace and love.
Absolutely. And to piggyback on that, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Zach. We appreciate you. All the great new people that are loving what we're doing and always supporting artists, especially independent artists. And make sure that the main thing that we do is keep live music alive and let's keep it going. Let's love each other. Let's just unite as a country and just make sure that we keep things copacetic and the music first and foremost, which is the best thing that we could do to be as one. And yet again, thank you everybody who is loving what we're doing, and thank you for tuning in. Share the video, Zach and everybody. God, thank you guys so much. Anytime you need us, we're here. And just God bless, and just love each other.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate that, man. Our special guest today, L.A. Young, amazing, her husband, producer, manager, Mocha Job. And you can find them on the scroll at the bottom. Follow their music, and they're doing great things. The universe got me right here today. I'm feeling this love. So if I drop a tear, it's only tears of love for all my peeps out there. For everybody watching, Cindy K. Lane, George the Funk Convention, everybody that'll go back and watch this later, we're going to rerun the show again at 9 o'clock tonight, and then again tomorrow at 6 p.m., I believe. But either way, it'll be on my pages. Again, you guys, thank you, Mark. You want to get on, Mark? You got a question? You want to get in? You here?
Bring it on. No? Bring it on.
I don't. He's walking around, so I don't know. Are you want to come in or no? Yes. Who knows what Mark is doing? Oh,
hey.
You good? You're muted. Unmute. He's at the hate. I said it out. Thank you. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Y'all are having an amazing conversation. I was just hearing the conversation in the background. L.A. Young and her business partners are doing a great job and all along those lines. So I'm just impressed with the work that y'all are doing, and look forward to hearing more of the music, because I had to download it for Zach and everything. So y'all just doing a great job, and I just want to know when y'all are going to come down to the Carolinas and do a performance, maybe in conjunction with Zach and everything, because I think that the two groups need to perform together in a joint venture and everything like that. So I'm just going to throw that out there and ask if we can maybe make that happen in 2025. What do you think, L.A.?
I love it.
Well, look, from a manager standpoint, before we go, we only have one motto over here: you paying, we playing. That's all it
is. But there's a family discount. There's always a family discount. There's a family discount.
There is a family discount.
There is a family discount. But you know what? We'd love to. I would definitely love to come down there. I've got a lot of people that I know down there that are great friends and great supporters of R&B funk music. So let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Let's do it. Mark, I had to mute you because the wind was messing up. Go ahead. I got you.
No, I'm going to say, let's make it happen and everything. How important has it been for you both to have various influences in your music? Because I know funk music is definitely much grounded in various sounds. As Zach knows, I'm a big blues fan, a big jazz fan, and a big fan of all of that kind of music. I did know that y'all had one of the songs that was a famous jazz song, that Sentimental Mood and everything. So how important is my quick question, has it been to kind of like integrate the music forms together, and do you think that we as a society are doing enough of that?
Okay, yeah, oh my God, that is you know what, that is an amazing question. So to answer your question, I think that, to be honest with you, I didn't know how much of a jazz junkie I was until I got a little bit older and start doing more music. But being as a balladeer, the stuff that I was doing, which Phyllis Hyman is my all-time favorite female vocal artist ever. And from that, I got all of the other jazz aspects to everything that I was doing before, but it also connected everything with the Motown. Everything connects somehow, even with rap. But to answer that other thing, I think that we need to have more jazz with the jazz, like the Jazz Legacy Foundation. They are very monumental in what I think a lot of jazz artists look for, to go onto a stage and present their originals, and also doing some phenomenal versions of pop, which it's amazing to hear a violinist do rap. I mean, it's crazy, but it's just so monumental. Jazz is always, it's very important to me because it's an expression of how I really feel, which, as well as being a balladeer. I think 1 + 1 = 2 for me with all of that. So Mocha, you can piggyback on that too as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that well, I guess in terms of funk, you know,
it all works.
Your original roots. I mean, I guess you should say that, where you're originally from Ohio, so
the land of funk.
and all of the Lakeside and all of those other folks who are very good friends of yours. You might want to give them a shout out, I guess.
I did. I hollered them out earlier. Norman.
Take a Moan, take a ride. There's a party over here that ain't
Yep.
no lie. Yo, I got you.
Norman
Yeah.
and Fred, all those brothers. I mean, they're absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you also know the Isley brothers. You have Ohio brothers.
Yes.
You have Bootsy.
Ooh, yes, of course. Zap.
Howard Hewitt. Howard
Zap.
Hewitt is from. Yep.
Yep.
Exactly, Zap. All these beautiful. That's what I grew up on was the funk, and it just. I really have never put myself in just one little place because I love
Amen.
everything. I love everything. I've even redone country. Like Beyonce was not the first one to come out with somebody doing, country. First off, we started country music, just to let everybody know that. But at the
Exactly.
same time, I did a rendition of Shania Twain with Pieces of a Dream, which is one of the most amazing jazz bands ever. I did Shania Twain's The Woman in Me, and I did it with James Lloyd. He was the arranger. We did a lot of one-on-one conversations, to get it to where we wanted it. And then the rest of the pieces came in, and that was one of the songs that was really big overseas.
Yeah.
So I kind of I'm everywhere because I like alternative. I mean, I love all kinds of different music. I love rock. I love everything. And I think that everything has a piece and it makes you who you are. Especially for me, I can't speak for everybody. I take rock, I take country, I take jazz, I take, hard head jazz. You take all this different kind of stuff and you just put it together in a pot. And for me, it's just happiness and it's just me.
I need some help with something, and this is true. And then we're going to close, but I don't want you guys to leave, but I'll do the ending. But I'm looking for the very first Pieces of a Dream big hit, and it was the instrumental. And I've been looking for it, and Mocha, you might know this, in LA, you might know this. It was the one that went Earth, Wind and Fire. Maurice Whitehead wrote that for him. What was the name of that track?
That's not Mount Airy Groove. That's I was thinking the other one.
It was just like this really Earth, Wind and Fire-ish thing. He wrote it, gave it to them, and they did it. Because when they was on tour with Phyllis Hyman, I saw them and Phyllis Hyman and Stanley Clarke together. And
oh wow.
And they did that, and it changed the way my guy Jeff Robertson, who did the thing, it changed the way we started playing music.
Yeah, and I cannot think of that song. And I wish.
Yeah,
but you know the one I'm talking about, right?
I do know.
So I'm not crazy. Yeah, okay.
About. You're not.
I know
crazy.
it exists. I didn't make it up.
I swear, I'll hit James up and he can tell me, or I'll hit Kurt up and see.
Yeah, let me know, man, please.
I know the song. I do know the song.
Because I got to hear it. I'm going crazy. You ever have an obsession about a song you have to hear?
Yes.
Otherwise, it'll set you off. I got to hear that song. Otherwise, worlds will collide.
Yes. Yes.
We're going to get out of here on that one, man. I love you guys. Y'all hang out for a minute.
You.
Mark, thank you for popping in,
thank
man.
You, Mark.
And thank you, LA and Mocha. I appreciate you guys. I love you, you fam, always. And you said united. We stand. We got to be united. So we're going to end with one of my tracks.
Hey, yo, man, what time is it? You know what time it is, man. 2 a.m.? Yeah, man. Man, you know what? What's that? It's 8:46, bro. Wow, that's deep. Yeah, you know what time that is. Yeah, man. Nappy head. Yo. Funk Army. What's up? Stand up. Get in line, y'all. Yo, Mo, drop that beat. You know what we gotta do. Yeah, man. We bringing this funk just for you. Repeat after me. Say, you don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best, you don't, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. United we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever beat against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. I'ma say that again for you. United we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever beat against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Here we go, y'all. Now let me tell you a little story about United We Stand. It says we're gonna funk across this funkless land. We gon' stand up and let our voices be heard. We ain't gonna let nobody stop us from spreading the spiritual word. The ruthless corporate greedy don't give a damn about the needies. We need everybody in the house to join us on this one, all right? Y'all say, united we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever beat against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Are y'all out there? You feeling me? United we stand. Come on, y'all. Divided we fall. Should our backs ever beat against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Yeah. Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. United we stand. Divided we fall. Funkin' with the poor people most of all, as they poison our mind with food control. Third eye is wise, sacrifice. Wake up and see what they doing to you and me. Keeping a separate product of Illuminati, like the jail cell did my boss John Gotti. Dirty politics and high-priced prostitution reside in all the important positions. Just look around at the injustice in the world. Some forced to live in a deplorable conditions. Watch us, watch what we do. This rap is coming up just for you. So sit back, relax, check out our phone calls. The nappy hip-hop army always bumping in your drum. Twitter, tweet, the TikTok. The ruthless corporate greedies don't give a damn about the needies. A movement, genocide and homicide is happening all around the world. Promise me this, promise me that, when all the fat cats stabbing us in the back. Man, get off my back, bro. Killing me. Let me see you wave your hand. We all wanna take the stand. Rise up against the corporate man. Let me head all across this land. Oh yeah. Nothing but this new type funk 2022. Let me see you wave your hands. We all wanna take the stand. Rise up against the corporate man. Let me head all across this land. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. United we stand, divided we fall. One more time. Should our backs ever beat against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done.
Yeah. United we stand. Again, thank you, LA, and thank you, Boca. Thank you, Mark. And thank you, Cindy and George and everybody else tuning in. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Same time. Peace.
Peace. Thank y'all.
Peace.
Much love.